Greetings, blessed viewers. I believe that you are blessed wherever you are, and God has been so much good. I welcome you all to the live service of Divine Authority of Christ Ministries. Today we are having a very special service, and I believe that God is going to bless us because it's a chance for us to interact and accommodate everybody according to what is in their spirit. So I believe that this is to benefit the kingdom. This is to uplift us spiritually and physically. I believe that the impact that is going to be made here is very huge, and let's just let everything rest in the hands of God. So I'm saying we are blessed above all wherever we are. Keep tuned because we are going to have a question and answer service, and I believe that is going to help you wherever you are. Because there are some people who are really confused about some certain things, but they don't have a chance to interact and ask according to what their spirit is desiring. So this is a chance for us right now to take things into another dimension and speak and address issues of life and of spirituality together. So I'm saying wherever you are, don't move. It's going to be interesting. And I'm saying don't worry about data, you'll buy another one. Right now, just sacrifice the one that you are using and focus on the service. I assure you, it's going to bless you and you are going to be uplifted spiritually. So, I welcome you all. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
So, right now we are going straight to the question and answer. Remain blessed right now as we are going to start. It means that we'll be rotating from Brother August to Brother D, to Mama here, to Sister Kini, and to Sister Philip. Hallelujah. So I believe that we're going to be blessed. Let's interact and let's feel free to ask any question. Brother August, over to you.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Thank you for this opportunity. The question that I have is that how is it possible? I don't know if it's possible. And then even if it's possible, I would even like to know the answer there.
Mm-hmm.
That how is it possible that God can reveal something to me,
Mm-hmm.
and then that which He has revealed to me applies only to me. To remember that if I can take it and give it to somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
the same thing that God has revealed to me can be able to kill that person. So how is that thing possible? How is it possible? Because of like it is the same gospel. But now, why is that thing only applies to you? But when you take it and give it to another person, it kills such a person. So why is that thing up? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's true that it's possible for God to give you a revelation that only applies to you. And then if it applies to you, then why is it that when you give it to somebody else, it kills such a person?
All right. No, thank you for that question, and it's very profound, and many people are actually falling into a pit because of not knowing that this revelation is actually meant for me. If we can check Matthew 4, the Bible says, this is the temptation of Jesus now. It says, then Jesus was led into the desert by the Holy Spirit to be tempted by the devil. So it means that there is a possibility for God to lead you, and there's a possibility for yourself to lead yourself. So it's very important for you not to lead yourself, because if you lead yourself, you don't lead yourself with grace to cover you. But when God leads you, that is why the Bible says, then Jesus was led into the desert to be tempted by the devil. Now when he was tempted by the devil, he overcame. Because when God sent him, there was also grace released for him to be able to survive the desert. So if you were to come and go to the desert as well, you were going to die because of that was not meant for you. So it means that when God comes, He reveals, He gives a revelation. Right now, for example, it's all of us here. As I am your leader, when God comes and reveals to me, He dishes to me according to what you must be receiving in your spirit. That's why God can reveal something to me, I teach it to you, and it gives you life. But if somebody else somewhere hears it, it causes them to die. Because God dishes to us according to the people who follow us. Are you getting this? He reveals to us according to people who follow us. So it's not an obligation for somebody outside to welcome my revelation, to accept my revelation. It's not an obligation. If it works for them, their spirit will be able to accommodate them. If I teach a certain revelation and your spirit is in agreement and it's able to accommodate that revelation, it means that it's meant for you. That's why you have to be careful. You can follow any man, but it's not everything that you must take from them. That is why the Apostle Paul comes says, I take meat and I leave bones aside. Meaning there's something that can kill you from somebody, but rather eat meat. Take what is beneficial to you and leave whatever that is going to cause you to choke. So right now, Jesus was led into the desert, meaning he did not lead himself. So it was a revelation meant for him. That is why after that, the Bible says there was upliftment. That's when he received the ability to go around selecting disciples, being able to tell somebody that you come follow me. So it means that it was according and it was grace released for that particular purpose, because God sent him to the desert. So if you were to come and go to the desert, it means that you are not going to survive because you led yourself. It's the same as Jeremiah. Jeremiah, I know the plans and thoughts that I have for you. So he has his own plans for you. You have your own plans for you. So having a revelation that can kill you, it's when it's meant for me. You can hear a revelation and your spirit rejects it. So how do you know that it's not meant for somebody? How do you know that it's not meant for somebody? First sign to show that it's not meant for them, you speak it, they come against it. You speak it, they disagree with it. It's the first sign to show that it's not meant for them. I can say something, somebody agrees, somebody disagrees. It shows that we are not on the same level. The level of understanding that you understand with might be far bigger than where they are. Or they might be more bigger than the revelation that you are revealing. So that's the first sign. But the most important thing, it's not how do you know that if it's meant for them. The most important thing is to know if you should speak it. Because God can reveal it to you, but it's not yet time for you to speak it. So it has to mature first. That is why you have to understand, Jesus was called to die for us, but he didn't just come and die. There had to be development first before he could die. So if it was somebody, he came with a revelation of knowing that I'm going to die for them. So if it was somebody who came without maturity, it means that they are going to do it. After coming and getting to know that I have to die for them, they will go to the cross and be crucified. So he had to wait for it to fully mature. So the most important thing is, it's not how do you know that it's not meant for them, but it's how do you know if you should speak it. So right now, let me bring you to reality. There's something that is very powerful, which we call consciousness. You see, before you can do anything wrong, your conscience speaks to you. Your conscience can tell you, oh no, it's wrong. Your conscience is very powerful because that's where God comes and operates. So if you have to speak something, don't just speak because it was revealed, but speak because of you listened to your conscience. Then you'll know if you should say it.
So as you were speaking there, another question is covering that up. Is it possible for our conscience, because of I believe this thing happens to all of us. There are many voices that we shall come, and then at the same time you might attempt to do something, but now there might be a positive thought that can come. At the same time, there might be a negative thought. But the question is, in terms of looking at Judas, the one who betrayed Jesus himself, I believe, though it was a wrong thing according to our views, according to how we viewed it, it was wrong for him to betray Jesus. But according to God, God was celebrating when he saw that. According to God was celebrating, but according to he himself, it was like he shamed the kingdom of God. But now, so the question is it possible for our consciousness to lead us astray? Because I believe what was speaking to him there, for him to even go to a point of killing himself, it was conscious. It was busy beating him up, I believe. So my question is now, is it possible for conscience to lead us astray, or something else?
Thank you for that question. One thing that you must know, as much as I said that God operates in the conscious, the devil can also operate in the conscious. But now, there's a difference. When God comes into your conscious, there's peace. Meaning you feel peaceful about it. But when the devil comes, there's confusion, there's a rush. Like you want to balance everything. That's how Judas was. He was so confused that he would kiss Jesus at the same time. He would regret. There was confusion. So, as much as God can possess the conscious, the devil can also possess the conscious. But now, to determine if it's God or it's the devil, check if peace is there. If peace is not there, then it's not God. If there's confusion and you feel like you are at many places at the same time, it's the devil. Okay? Thank you. Now let's go to another question of Brother D.
Thank you for this opportunity. I'm someone who likes to win souls, and I love it. And it hurts me when souls are lost. So I ask myself, and the Bible says, when someone who has tasted the heavenly gift, when someone has tasted the heavenly gift, it is impossible for them to come back. So I want to know, why is it impossible for them to come back? I know the Bible says, when someone has tasted the heavenly gift, meaning they were in God, they were praying, they were prophesying, they were doing everything that we are doing. But afterwards they fall. Why is it impossible for them to come back? That is my question.
Okay, thank you for that. I love it because it says once they have tasted, they can never come back. You know why? The answer is very simple. But yet many people can confuse it. They can never come back simply because of they think, I know it all, I've been there. They've tasted, they've done that, they've prophesied, they feel. So if you come healing and prophesying, they say, I've done it, I know how it is. There was a time whereby I met with this other guy, and he was like, so you're a pastor, you're a pastor. And I was like, yes, I'm a pastor. And he was like, you just came late. I've been there. I've been a Christian before. And he even speaks in tongues to prove to me that I've been there. You just came late. And he was like, but then I'm never coming back. To show that he has tasted, meaning he thinks that he's better because of he has tasted already. I remember somebody telling me that, right now I gave up on being a Christian. And I asked why. He said, because I've read the Bible and I've finished it. So there's nothing more for me more to do. So they think that they know better because of they've already done it. So they can't come back simply because of they think they've got it all figured out. Are we getting this? So it's impossible for them to come back. Because of what? Because of they've tasted, they've seen, they've done what we are doing. If right now I were to come and say, a great man of God who's very famous, he backslides, how can you go to him and tell him to come back to that? Because he will tell you, I've preached to 50,000 people, I've healed the sick, so what are you trying to tell me? But now, amongst those who cannot come back, there are those who will come back. That's why the Apostle Paul, when he comes, says, I know of a man who was caught up in the spirit. Whether in spirit or in body, I do not know. He says he was caught up into the third heaven. Whether in spirit or in body, I don't know. So such a man can fall and still come back because he's caught up in the spirit. So it's possible to come into the kingdom, perform the duties of God, and fall. That is why the Bible says a righteous man falls 7 times, but he still rises. A righteous man falls 7 times. So if he falls, there are those who fall and never come back. It means that they were never caught up. So now if you fall and rise, it means that you were caught up. So the Apostle Paul, he comes and says, I know of a man who was caught up into the third heaven, whether in spirit or in body, I do not know. And now he's talking about himself. When he says, I know of a man who was caught up into the third heaven, whether in spirit or in body, I do not know. He's talking about himself. You know why? Because of the falling that he was experiencing, the fall. So he was falling and still rising because of the fall. He was falling, but he was caught up. That is why he would fall and still come back. And to prove that he was falling, he went to God and said, remove it, because I'm not happy with it, meaning it's causing me to fall. But now he was still rising. Are we hearing this? So are you satisfied? All right, Mama?
Sure. Na papa, dumela se sebaka. Question ya ka ke like ke question but ene le modimo ya hore ke tla reng mo dilong tse di irahalang mo maphelong ke mixa dilo tsotlhe because he question e tla mo go wena sometimes re experience ali se re se phelang mo maphelong a rona wa khona hala hore easy ka mkho ke ikitseng ka teng nna ke di Christian and then ke kopana le di challenges tse dintsi ke felletsa bana ke sa tlhole ke understand gore gore ke sa le ngwana modimo or not wa khona hala hore ntho e ka irahala mo phelong ba hao.
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. Question we can rather because of batho ba experience, and most of the times somebody comes as a Christian and they come across difficulties in life to a point whereby they would feel that is God really there? But now let's get the assurance that the Bible gives us. It says, when I'm in sure place of the dead, you are there with me. When I'm under the waters, you are there with me. So God never leaves you, no matter how difficult it is. God never leaves you. So it's possible for you to feel as if though you are no longer a Christian or you are no longer worthy of being a Christian because of the things that you go through. But now let's be conscious of where that thought comes. I once told somebody that a part-time Christian can never defeat a full-time devil. You know, many parents are hesitant in teaching their children the Bible. But the devil is not playing in devouring them. Many parents are playing when it comes to teaching their children about the Bible. But the devil is not playing about stealing them. He's very serious, he's very determined. So now, as much as the devil can come to steal, that's what the Bible says is John 10:10, the devil comes to kill, to steal, and to destroy. So if the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy, it means that the minute you start to think, it seems like God has left me, I'm no longer a part of God, he has stolen already. Because he stole the grace for you to recognize and know that you are still of God no matter what happens. I mean, how many people did wrong and God never left them? Peter denied Jesus 3 times. But it was a situation whereby you would even feel that I'm no longer with you. Am I still of God? After the rejection. But now the Bible says in Acts chapter 2, The Holy Spirit used him to show that the devil can cause a situation to come so that he may be able to steal to you. Many people think that when we talk about the devil stealing, we are talking about cars, money, houses, and everything. The devil can come to steal joy. And when joy is stolen, it means that now you fail to recognize the presence of God. Because being joyous means God is there. Remember, joy is the fruit of the Holy Spirit. So if you are joyous, it means that God is there. But if there's no joy, He's not there. So the devil came to steal. So you can feel as if though you are no longer worthy or you are not a child of God because of the devil came to steal. Let's take Job for an example. The devil was given an opportunity to come and to go and torment Job. Now imagine the situations that he went through. That was supposed to actually challenge him and cause him to lose focus and feel like, no, I'm no longer worthy. So it means that he was able to stand and battle with the devil about keeping his joy. That is why he said, I'd rather curse the day that I was born in, but I can never curse my God. So it shows that situations can actually come and make you feel like that. But the minute you feel like that, make sure that you fix yourself. Because the devil has done something to you. And the minute you relax when you feel like that, you are celebrating your downfall. Because if the devil comes to steal your peace and you relax, if there's no longer joy and you relax, congratulations, you have fallen. So the minute you start to feel like, but am I really a Christian? Make sure that you do something about it. There's something that you must do. It means that you are being fought, you are being challenged. So you must do something about it. Is it clear? Thank you. Thank you. Sister Kimi, over to you.
Thank you, Brother. The question that I have is regarding forgiveness. Because of personally, when I was still, before I was born again, and after, I was struggling with grudges. I used to hold grudges a lot. And then, hence, I'm asking myself, how do I know I have forgiven people that they've wronged me? And how do I know that I have forgiven myself too? And then, what does it mean to guard your heart? Yeah, that's the questions that I have.
How do you know?
How do you know
if
that
you
have forgiven? Yes.
Thank you. Okay. First of all, remember that forgiveness, it's not for the person that you're forgiving. It's for yourself. The minute you don't forgive, funny things are going to happen. Do you know that I can wrong you without knowing that I wronged you? And you expect me to apologize. And I don't know anything. And I can't apologize of something that I don't know. So it means that you are holding a grudge in you, that which I know not of. So when I pass by and you see me, your spirit will fight from within. Because you have that grudge against me. Have you ever seen a person oiling hore okwatetse motho and then aba bona motho a feta? What's what I over confused. Kore like what lelana le linyane le jale le hole. Kore like we irala dilonyana tse dintsa o makatsa. It shows that forgiveness is not for another person, but it's for you. Because you are the one who's having problems from within yourself. The minute you start to see somebody. So, yeah, someone over the taking to plan say it's one of free, they have money than or heart. Because of when I would say, Yana she found out a man. So, came away or stagnant between Oilumur Ukwatile, Lake or Elumur Bamokwatite. So remember that forgiveness, it's not for the person that you are forgiving, but it's for yourself. Now, the first thing that you must do is to forgive yourself for not forgiving that person. Then you can start to forgive that person. Once you forgive yourself for being angry at them, you are releasing yourself from that lack of peace from within you. Now you can come to forgive. And now, let me clarify something. Forgiveness has nothing to do with letting them know that I've forgiven you. Forgiveness, it's about you knowing that I've forgiven them. Somebody was asking me that, man of God, as a Christian, I'm struggling. There's somebody who keeps on offending me. Now, I want to forgive them. But the thing is, mutu onale attitude. And I was like, because if even almost set the free said, when how to when free. So the minute you go to them, you are not actually forgiving. The minute you go to somebody and say, I'm forgiving you, you are not actually forgiving. You are just doing it so that you can feel better about yourself. True forgiveness is when you forgive and keep it to yourself. Meaning you don't have a point to prove. Something that many people are struggling with. So now, how do you know that you're forgiven? Very simple. When you see them, you don't get those funny feelings. You feel free, there's peace. There's no quarrel from within you. The minute there's quarrel, it means that you have not yet forgiven. Okay, fine. Let's make it practical. If I were to say, but once about like banna cooks again, but but if you know engage, it means that there's still a problem. And I'm not talking about just holding. I'm talking about that as well, and then we'll leave it side thing. Or you are manifesting that which is manifesting from within. You are manifesting it through your body. So forgiveness is when there's peace when you meet them. It's when there's peace when you think about them. Remember, it's not about just meeting them and then, but it's also about thinking them. I put about like what is it and then how to momonahana what apele. But our muto, I see what mutare. There's somebody who once did something to me. Very bad, beyond bad. And now, I was not angry, but I rather told myself that no, for peace sake, let me abstain and stay away from them. And now I told myself, because of that particular person also said to me, away from me and my family. So now, to actually bring peace, I said, let me stay away. Now, after some few years, after she told me how bad I am, after some few years, she realizes that her excitement of rejecting me and speaking the way she wanted was all in vain. Now she sees me somewhere and she acts as if though nothing is wrong. She can say that I'm interacting with other people, but I can't because of what she said. Stay away from me and my family. So I can't interact with her because of the words that she said to me. Not that I was angry and I couldn't interact with her, but because of the words. So I said, for peace sake, let me grant the wish. So now she was actually there while I was interacting with everybody. Now she realized that we are not interacting. Now she came. Now when she comes, she starts to talk to me. I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And you keep it cool, keep it serious. So I'm like, okay, no, I'm fine, don't worry. Now, after some few months, she sends me a text, communicates about some certain things. And by the time she said those things, and every time when I saw her, that thing came into my mind that she said this and that. So I don't want to go beyond her words. But now, because she brought herself back, she was able to release me from the thoughts that she had given unto me. So sometimes, those who wronged you must be able to do what? To move you from that position where they've put you. So right now I can communicate with you, I can do anything. To show that sometimes somebody who does something wrong against you can actually put you in a certain position. They can cause you to see them with a different eye. And for you to be able to see them with a different eye from the one that they've portrayed to you, they have to release you. But forgiveness has nothing to do with that. Forgiveness is a personal thing. And you don't have to give somebody an assurance that you have forgiven them. Now, how do you know that you're forgiven? When you think of them or see them, there's nothing that quarrels within you. There's only peace. Amen. Is it clear? Thank you. Sister?
Thank you, my Father, for this opportunity. It is truly a privilege. But then, there's this question that I've always wanted to ask you. But then, when you were answering Brother August, I felt answered, but I'm still going to ask it anyway for some clarity.
Okay.
It is said that not every good dream that you dream, it is from God. So, in understanding that, I believe for you, even the devil can come in a dream with a good form, yet he came to deceive. So my question is, how can one know if the dream is from God or it is from the devil? And if you get to know if the dream is from God or the devil, if it is indeed from the devil, how do you tackle it if it was issued by the devil?
Okay, thank you for the question. I love those kind of questions. I love those kind of questions because it's something that people face on their daily basis. And there are many people who are actually fighting and battling with dreams. Somebody sent me a text, said, man of God, I need your prayers quickly. And I said, what's wrong? He said, pray for me, man of God. I had a dream whereby I was eating in my dream. And I said, oh, okay, I thought it was something else. Don't worry, relax. Because you call it as an emergency. And according to how they've displayed dreams of eating, it seems as if though it's a bad thing. Now, okay, do you know that the devil can bring something to you, but it tends to be a good thing?
Amen.
Okay. Do you know that the devil can bring a bad thing and it tends to be a good thing? And how do we identify that? The devil thought he was actually tempting Jesus to win him over, but he was bringing a good thing. So Jesus was led. The devil met with him. It was a bad thing for the devil to go to Jesus, but at the end it turned to be a blessing. So it means that the devil can come and bring a dream whereby you are eating, but it turns out to be a good thing. If it worries you, it means that you don't understand when the Bible says death has been swallowed up by life. So it means that you can eat death for the sake of being hungry. You can eat death, meaning the devil comes and gives you food in a dream, it's death. But when you swallow it, it becomes life. So okoti. Awakora because of ujila ntwe pila, okote because of ujila ntwe bed, but ya tena ya ntwe pila. So the devil benefited you because you didn't have food. But how Toma Udija, they are 10. I get when you are blessed and favored. And it's the same when light appears, darkness runs away. So if you eat darkness, light from within you causes that darkness to be light. So let me tell you one thing. Stop worrying about dreams. Dreams are as simple as A, B, C, D. And right now, if you were to have a bad dream and you wake up, how do you entangle it? How do you go about dealing with it? Because you I bind you in the name of Jesus. I bind you. In the name of, from the left to the, from the head to the toes of my feet. I bind you in the name of Jesus Christ. And you feel as if though it becomes more serious when you say I bind you. When you say I bind you, it doesn't seem serious. But so you have to say I bind you. And the very same devil that you say I bind you. Katu, katrewawo. To show what it happened, you said I bind you. I bind you. I bind. Once you talk about amen, you're not the chain in the so tapele I bind you, I believe, because Jesus said to his disciples, you rejoice because demons bow to you, but I saw the devil falling from heaven to earth like a lightning. So to show that the devil is in the earth, he's not in hell. When you say I call fire, fire away. So there's no fire in it. Satan repetition of a demon more necessary. Are you hearing this? So now let's look at this. How do you go about dealing with a bad dream? Maybe let me just say you have a dream whereby you lose your loved one and it worries you. Yeah, it's bad. I had a dream. Just wake up and say, in the name of Jesus Christ, I cancel that bad dream which shall not happen in Jesus' name. You cancel it. It's simple. And to show that you have a problem, you'll cancel it, but you still worry. It means that you don't believe in your prayers. The minute you have a bad dream, it can be a dream of your loved one dying. The fact that it came to you, it shows that it's your responsibility. Why didn't they see themselves dying in the dream, but rather it came to you? It means that it's your responsibility. So if a dream comes to you, a bad dream comes to you, and not to them, shows that it came to be swallowed up by life. So God directed the dream to come to you so that you can swallow it. Because if they are going, so it came to you because you are strong enough to handle it. That is why you'll see when you go to Raboni, my father sometimes he delivers people who did what? Who had bad dreams and now they manifest evil spirits, to show that a dream comes as a bad thing, but if it finds you weak, it's able to attack you as a spirit. Now you have to be delivered. But now if you teach yourself according to dreams, you'll be able to master them. It will be easy for you to deal with dreams. So how do you know if a dream is from God from the devil. It's still simple. If it comes from God, it comes with peace and happiness. If it comes from the devil, confusion. Are we hearing this? Sometimes, do you know that you can also have a dream that is from God and it's confusing? But the minute it's confusing to you, leave it. It's for God to solve it. You know, like there are some dreams, they come confusing, but that confusion, it's not a bad thing. You can even feel, well, no, I have peace with this confusion. But there are some dreams, they come, you are confused, and at the same time, like you are scared, you are worried. It shows that it's from the devil. But if it's from God, it comes with confusion, but it has peace in it. Meaning it's not for you, leave it until it matures. Sometimes you can see a dream and I've not yet seen it. It will confuse you until I see it, so that I can come and tell you about it, so that I can make it clear. Are you hearing this? So, I believe that we have had our time. We have discussed whatever that we were discussing, and I believe that God has blessed us. So, viewers, we thank you for tuning in. We thank you for being with us. I believe that God has blessed you with this, and I believe that God is blessing you wherever you are. Let these answers be built in you. Let your spirit be one with them. Meditate and bring things to reality. We love you. We thank you so much for tuning in. May God continue to bless you, and may He do you and your family good. We love you. Bye-bye. To God be the glory.